My friend, listen carefully. There are moments in life when God begins to shift everything around you. You may not understand it, you may even fight it, but heaven gives signs before the blessing comes. And right now, I declare, if you have been walking through pain, rejection, or confusion, it may not be punishment, it may be preparation. When God is about to bless you, He shakes the very ground beneath your feet. Suddenly, things you depended on begin to crumble. The job you trusted disappears. The relationship you held on to falls apart. The doors you thought were secure are slammed shut. And in that moment, you are tempted to cry, "Why me?" But hear this, what looks like destruction is often construction. God is removing what cannot carry you into the next season. The breaking is not to kill you, it is to make room for the blessing that is coming. And just when you think you can't take another step, something unexplainable begins to happen. Peace, a calm inside your spirit that has no reason to exist. While storms rage around you, your heart rests as if it knows the outcome. That peace is not ordinary. It is heaven's signature. It is God whispering, "I have not forgotten you, I am still in control." That kind of peace is not weakness, it is the evidence that your breakthrough is near. But blessing does not come without separation. People will walk away. Some you thought would always be there will suddenly vanish. It will hurt, but their departure is not a loss. It is divine protection. Not everyone can carry the weight of your destiny. Some were only meant for a season, not for your promise. When they leave, don't chase them. Their absence is making space for those chosen to walk with you into the future God has prepared. And then it happens. Out of nowhere, doors begin to open. Opportunities show up that you never asked for. Favor begins to find you. The right people cross your path at the right time. You won't even have to force it, because when God blesses you, He makes it undeniable. What you could not achieve in your own strength, He accomplishes with His power. So if you are seeing these signs in your life right now, the shaking, the peace, the separation, the sudden open doors, don't you dare give up. Don't surrender to fear. Don't let the pain of the process blind you to the promise, because what's ahead is greater than what's behind. God is about to bless you beyond measure. He is about to raise you where no enemy can touch you, pour favor that no hand can block, and write a new chapter in your life that no one can erase. This is not the end. This is not your downfall. This is the setup for your breakthrough. There comes a moment in every life when everything begins to fall apart, when the very ground you trusted crumbles beneath your feet, and it feels as though your world has been turned upside down. You look around and see broken pieces. Relationships you thought would last forever suddenly end. The career you trusted slips through your hands. The dreams you once believed in seem shattered, and you wonder why everything you built is collapsing. In those moments, it is easy to believe that you have been abandoned, that heaven has closed its doors on you, and that your prayers have gone unanswered. But listen carefully, because this is not the end of your story. The breaking you are experiencing is not a punishment, it is preparation. When God is about to bless you, He will often allow the old to fall apart so He can build something stronger, something greater, something that no enemy can destroy. The truth is, blessings rarely come in comfort. They are born in fire. They are shaped in storms. They are revealed in breaking. You see, as long as you are holding on to what is weak, fragile, or temporary, you cannot receive what is strong, lasting, and eternal. God allows the shaking because He knows you cannot carry the weight of your next season on the foundation of your last. He tears down what cannot endure so He can establish what will last. That is why the breaking often feels so painful, because it touches the things we have built our lives upon. But what you think is the end of your foundation is only the beginning of His construction. What you call loss, heaven calls preparation. Think of it like a seed planted deep in the ground. To the seed, being buried feels like death. It is dark, it is lonely, it is silent. But the breaking of the seed is the only way new life can grow. Without the breaking, there is no growth, there is no fruit, there is no harvest. The shell has to crack for the life inside to be revealed. In the same way, the breaking in your life is not to destroy you, it is to release what has been hidden inside you all along. God sees potential in you that you cannot see in yourself, and He will allow the pressure, the breaking, the shaking, because He knows that what is inside you is greater than what is outside you. When everything seems to fall apart, it forces you to let go of your own strength and lean into His. It strips away the false security you had in people, in things, in systems, and it drives you into the arms of the only one who cannot fail. The breaking teaches you trust. The breaking teaches you surrender. The breaking teaches you that you were never meant to carry the weight of your life alone. And once you have learned that lesson, once you have released control and allowed God to take over, that is when the blessing comes rushing in, because blessing flows not to the proud who believe they can do it all on their own, but to the surrendered who know they cannot survive without God. So if you are in a season right now where everything looks like it is collapsing, if you are crying yourself to sleep because nothing makes sense, if you are fighting silent battles that no one knows about, I need you to hear me. You are closer to your blessing than you realize. The enemy wants you to believe that the breaking is the end, but it is not the end. It is the doorway. What feels like destruction is construction. What feels like loss is setup. What feels like death is birth. You are not being buried. You are being planted. And when the time is right, you will rise stronger, higher, and greater than you ever imagined. The breaking is proof that heaven is moving in your life. God does not waste pain. Every tear you've cried, every heartbreak you felt, every door that closed in your face has been part of His design to shape you, to mold you, to prepare you for what is coming. And let me tell you, what is coming will not compare to what you lost. The blessing will outweigh the breaking. The glory will overshadow the pain. The promise will silence the doubt. One day you will look back on this season and realize that what you thought was the worst chapter of your life was actually the moment heaven began to rewrite your story with greater power. So don't quit in the breaking. Don't let the weight of the collapse convince you that it's over. Don't mistake the silence of the season for the absence of God. He is closer now than ever before. And the very fact that you are breaking is evidence that you are on the edge of your blessing. Hold on. Stay faithful. Keep believing. Because the breaking comes before the blessing. And the blessing that is about to come will be greater than anything you've lost, stronger than anything you've faced, and more powerful than anything you've dreamed. There is a kind of peace that cannot be explained, a stillness so deep that it confuses the enemy and shocks those around you. It is not the peace that comes when everything is easy, when the bills are paid, when the relationships are strong, when the future is secure. No, this peace comes in the middle of the storm, when everything seems uncertain, when chaos surrounds you, when fear should be drowning you, and yet somehow in your spirit there is calm. That peace is not natural. That peace is not man-made. That peace is the undeniable sign that God's hand is upon your life and that blessing is on the way. Most people believe that peace means the absence of conflict. But true peace is not found in the absence of storms. It is found in the presence of God within the storm. You can stand in the middle of a battle, surrounded by noise, pressure, and opposition, and still feel steady, still feel anchored, still feel unshaken. That is not because of your strength. It is because of His presence. When God is about to bless you, He gives you this peace as a confirmation that no matter what is happening around you, heaven has already written your victory. Think about it. If you were about to fail, if your story was about to collapse, your heart would be restless, your mind would be in torment, your spirit would be unsettled. But when God is moving, when He is arranging the details of your breakthrough, He will guard your heart with a peace that does not make sense. It will not line up with the facts. It will not match the circumstances. People will ask, how are you still standing? How are you still smiling? How are you not falling apart? And your only answer will be, I don't know except that God is with me. That is how you know blessing is near, because peace shows up before breakthrough arrives. Peace is heaven's whisper that says, I've already gone before you. Peace is God's signature written across your spirit, reminding you that the outcome is not in the hands of men, not in the hands of your enemies, not even in your own hands, it is in His. And when you understand that, no amount of trouble can rob you of your calm. You realize that the storm may roar, but it cannot sink you, because the one who commands the winds is still in control of your life. And here is what makes this peace so powerful. It disarms the enemy. The enemy wants chaos to consume you, fear to break you, anxiety to paralyze you. But when you remain calm, when you refuse to be shaken, when you stand firm in peace, the enemy loses his power. He cannot manipulate a heart that is anchored in God. He cannot defeat a mind that is steady in faith. Peace is warfare. Peace is victory. Peace is proof that God is fighting for you. If you are experiencing that strange calm right now, even though your situation doesn't make sense, don't ignore it. That is not weakness. That is not denial. It is the evidence that God is preparing you for something greater. The blessing is already on its way. This peace is not random. It is prophetic. It is the calm before the shift, the stillness before the blessing breaks forth. And when it comes suddenly. So do not mistake your peace for passivity. It is not that you don't care. It is not that you have given up. It is that you know who holds your future. You know who is fighting your battles. You know who is writing your story. That is why your spirit can rest when everything else is restless. That is why you can breathe when others are suffocating. That is why you can sleep while others stay awake in fear. Because you are anchored in something greater than circumstances. You are anchored in God. And soon the world will see the fruit of that peace. The same people who asked how you managed to stay calm will watch as doors open, as favor flows, as blessing overtakes your life. They will realize that the peace you carried was the sign of what was coming. Peace is not the end, it is the announcement. It is heaven declaring that breakthrough is already in motion. So if you feel that unexplainable calm tonight, take courage. If your heart is still even though your life looks unstable, take hope. Because peace that makes no sense is not ordinary, it is divine. And it is the undeniable sign that your blessing is closer than you think. There are moments in life when people you thought would walk with you forever suddenly disappear. Friends you trusted turn their backs. Loved ones you leaned on drift away. Relationships you thought were unbreakable come crashing down. And in those moments the pain cuts deep, because nothing hurts more than losing people you believed would always be there. But listen to me carefully, their leaving is not always rejection, it is often direction. When God is about to bless you, He will remove what cannot carry you to where He is taking you. The separation you feel is not to destroy you, it is to protect you, and though it hurts now, one day you will understand that the very people who walked away were never meant to stand in the place God is calling you. You see, not everyone can handle the weight of your destiny. Some people were placed in your life for a season, not for a lifetime. They came to teach you lessons, to shape your character, to strengthen your faith, but they were never designed to cross into your next chapter. Yet because of our hearts, because of our loyalty, we try to hold on. We cling to relationships that have expired, friendships that are draining us, connections that no longer serve the purpose of God in our lives. And when we refuse to let go, God Himself will step in and allow a separation to take place. It may come through betrayal, through distance, through silence, or through conflict. But however it comes, it is heaven's way of clearing the path for what is greater. It hurts because you love. It hurts because you trusted. It hurts because you gave pieces of yourself to people who did not value the treasure you are. But pain has a purpose. The ones who walked away made space for the ones who are meant to arrive. The ones who rejected you revealed the ones who are truly for you. The ones who betrayed you pushed you closer to God, closer to destiny, closer to strength you never knew you had. So what felt like rejection was actually redirection. What felt like loss was actually protection. What felt like abandonment was actually preparation. Think about it. If certain people had stayed in your life, they would have hindered your growth. They would have held you back. They would have pulled you away from the very blessing God is preparing. You might not see it now, but one day you will look back and thank God that they left. You will realize that their absence was a gift, that their departure was a doorway, that their exit was the beginning of your elevation. God subtracts before He multiplies. He prunes before He promotes. He removes before He restores. And that is exactly what is happening when separation comes. It is not a tragedy. It is a strategy. The truth is, sometimes we confuse comfort with destiny. We think that just because someone has always been there, they are meant to always stay. But destiny requires sacrifice. Destiny requires separation. And destiny requires that you walk with those who are aligned with your purpose, not those who are simply convenient. God loves you too much to let the wrong people stay. That is why He allows the shaking, the walking away, the ending. He is making sure that nothing and no one will contaminate the blessing that is on its way to you. So do not chase what left. Do not beg for people to stay who were never meant to stay. Do not cry over doors that God Himself has closed. Because every closed door is a shield. Every goodbye is protection. Every ending is a beginning. It may not make sense now, but the separation that hurts today will heal tomorrow. And when the healing comes, you will see clearly why it had to happen the way it did. The people who are meant for your destiny will not walk away. They will not betray you. They will not abandon you when life gets heavy. They will stand beside you. They will push you forward. They will encourage your purpose. They will celebrate your blessing. And the beauty of it is this: when God finally brings them, you will recognize them instantly, because their loyalty will not drain you. It will strengthen you, and their presence will feel like peace, not like pressure. So let the separation happen. Let the wrong people go. Let the doors close. Let the season shift. Because the God who removes is the same God who restores. The God who takes away is the same God who multiplies. The God who allows loss is the same God who brings blessing. And though it hurts right now, though your heart feels heavy, though your tears fall in silence, trust this truth: the separation is not the end, it is the beginning. The healing is coming. The blessing is coming. The new season is coming. And when it does, you will no longer mourn over who left. You will rejoice over who arrived. There comes a time in your life when the things you prayed for, fought for, and struggled for seem impossible. Yet suddenly, out of nowhere, doors begin to open. Opportunities appear that you did not chase. Favor comes from places you did not expect. People you never even met begin to speak your name in rooms you have never entered. And in that moment you realize this is not your doing. This is not because of your effort, your connections, or your strength. This is God Himself, moving behind the scenes, arranging details, aligning circumstances, and proving to you that when He decides to bless you, no man can stop it. You see, life has trained us to believe that we must fight for everything, push for everything, knock on every door and beg for every opportunity. And yes, there are times when we must act, when we must work, when we must take steps of faith. But there is another level of blessing, a divine level, where God Himself brings the doors to you. You won't have to force it. You won't have to manipulate it. You won't have to compromise to get it. The door will open simply because heaven has declared it so. That is how you know it's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's blessing. When God is about to bless you, He will place you in the right place at the right time with the right people, and you will know deep inside your spirit that this could not have happened by your own hand. You will see that while you were worrying, He was working. While you were waiting, He was preparing. While you were doubting, He was orchestrating. And when it finally unfolds, you will understand that the delay was never denial. It was simply alignment. God was aligning everything so that when the door opened, you would be ready to walk through it. But here's what makes these doors different. They don't just lead to opportunity, they lead to destiny. They don't just bring you progress, they bring you purpose. They don't just bless you, they bless generations after you. When you step through a door God has opened, it is not just about your success, it is about His plan being revealed through your life.
That is why no man can close what God has opened. That is why no enemy can block what God has ordained. Because these doors are not natural, they are supernatural. Think about the times in your past when you fought so hard for something and it slipped away, only for God to later give you something better without the same struggle. Think about how He placed people in your life at the exact moment you needed them. How opportunities appeared that you didn't even see coming. That was not random. That was not chance. That was God showing you that He is in control, that His timing is perfect, and that when He decides to bless you, He doesn't need permission from anyone else. And here's the truth. When God opens a door, it will fit you so perfectly that you won't have to change who you are to walk through it. You won't have to shrink yourself, compromise your values, or force yourself into something that doesn't belong to you. The blessing that comes from Him will be tailored to your purpose, designed for your calling, aligned with your destiny. It will feel natural, yet supernatural at the same time. You will walk into it with peace, with confidence, with faith, because you will know this is exactly where you are meant to be. So if doors are beginning to open in your life right now, doors you never even touched, doors you never even dreamed of, do not question it, do not fear it, do not doubt it. Walk through them with boldness, knowing that this is the hand of God at work. And if the doors have not opened yet, do not lose heart, because the waiting is not wasted. Every day of silence is preparation. Every moment of delay is alignment. And when the time comes, it will happen suddenly, and you will not have to knock, because the door will open before you even arrive. This is how God works. He takes ordinary people and gives them extraordinary opportunities. He takes impossible situations and creates miraculous outcomes. He takes those who are overlooked and places them in positions of influence. That is the blessing that comes when doors open without your effort. It is the undeniable sign that heaven is moving in your favor. So hold on. Do not settle for doors you must beg for. Do not compromise for opportunities that require you to lose yourself. Because when God opens a door, it will be the right door, at the right time, leading to the right destiny. And when you step through it, you will look back and realize that every closed door before it was simply guiding you to this moment. The blessing is coming. The doors are opening, and you will not have to knock because heaven is unlocking them just for you.